morning, guys. We have drizzle, wind, cool temps, rain on the way. God, grass that grew 5 inches this weekend. And a tux. Hey, buddy. The birds sound nice this morning. Hey, guys. I didn't see Morris, but, you know, when you change up times by 3 hours, what do you expect? He'll be home. I saw him yesterday evening. My mostly clean car is getting rained on and pollinated on. Yeah, this is the driveway I blew Friday. It's just drizzling right now, but we have heavier rain moving into the area, and for a few hours. Our ETA is 7:28. That's cutting it a little close this morning. It'll probably be 7:30. Hopefully there won't be any extra traffic. The schools are not out today as far as I know. I don't believe they're out today. But obviously there could be some places on spring break. Some people vacationing this week, so maybe traffic will be light. That would be nice. I could use that this morning. Well, I'm grateful for the majority of the inbound trip here. We haven't had any real weather to speak of. It's quite windy out there, some gusts, but at least it didn't pour down rain, hail, you know. No severe weather on the way in this morning. I know you guys are going to point out that was a Bolt EUV in front of me, which I didn't recognize until I came to the stop and saw the blue lettering. I'm just sitting here playing Pokemon. We've got moderate rain now. Doesn't look like Don and I are going to get to go for our walk this morning. So one of the Tesla news items that hit this weekend, maybe late Friday, is that Tesla's no longer going to include the charging hardware with new car sales. Electric said that they had gone full Apple. You know, Apple stopped shipping the headphones and the charging cables and all this other stuff. Apple figuring that it's not your first iPhone and you've got this stuff lying around and you don't need it. Maybe fair enough, although their proprietary stuff is pretty expensive, so it'd be nice if it's with the phone, I think, versus having to go get it. But I digress. So I don't think I've heard one person say it's a good thing, and a lot of people are scratching their heads, sort of puzzled why Tesla would make that move. I think it's really simple. Tesla simply has a supply chain issue with getting the charging cables. They're always out of stock in the Tesla store online. If you go to just order one because you've damaged or need to replace yours or need a spare or whatever, get a used car that doesn't have one, etc. They're always out of stock. And I think they just simply don't have enough to put in all the new cars. So what are they going to do? Park the cars and not sell them because they don't have them? No, they're going to ship them without and tell people to go source them themselves. So why might you not need a charging cable with your brand new Tesla? Well, maybe you had a high-powered wall connector installed in your garage, which has its own cable. Therefore, you don't need one. I mean, in our garage right now, to charge Ruby and Jules or this loaner, we're not using the cable. Now, the loaner does have a cable in the back, as you would hope and expect, but we're not, day to day, we're not using it. So yeah, you still could need one on the road, but as many superchargers as there are now, this is not 5 years ago, right? The chances of you going someplace remote where you're going to need to charge at a non-supercharger or destination charger is pretty slim. It's possible, but it's pretty slim. You know, Kyle's going to go places like that. Marianne's not going to go places like that. The other reason is you already have a Tesla and it's your second or third or fourth Tesla, and you know, you have another one in the garage, or you've had one in the past and you have a cable. How many cables do you need? You know, Don and I asked ourselves, if we get a Cybertruck, will we care if we don't get another new cable? And I think the answer was we won't in particular. So I'm not saying it's right. I'm not. As a person that has at one point in their life lived paycheck to paycheck, I know that if I needed such cable and the cable was, say, $400, I don't know exactly what it's going for right now, I would want to include that on my loan for my car. I would not want to have to go out on top of wanting, I don't know, the new covers for the console or a set of WeatherTech floor mats or something else I've got to expense. I wouldn't want to have to go out and buy that separately, right, for $400. That might cut off on some other nifty, neat car accessory, right? I'd want it on my loan. It would seem like it was, you know, included. I wasn't having to pay extra for it. I wasn't, you know, so I would rather have had it included with the car. I don't know. I would just say, folks, don't panic. The price of everything has gone up. And if you really need one, you know, maybe you're needing to plug into 110 for a while because you haven't set up charging in your garage, you're going to be one of the folks that needs, you know, you don't have a high-powered wall connector, or you have a NEMA 1450 and you need one. You know, you're going to have to go source it now. That's not great. But there are other people that it doesn't matter. So I guess I don't rarely wish Tesla has PR, and I never wish they had advertising. But I kind of wish they'd made a statement as to why they did this. And I'm sure it's either don't have enough of them, or the prices have gone up and we're trying to contain, you know, our profit margin. All businesses try to do that, right? So if you have a car on order, I think you've heard they're not going to be out there. You probably should go into the Tesla store and say, notify me when this is available, and be ready to go try to order one. Or maybe you want to order a high-powered wall connector now, but you hadn't decided to do that previously. I think that would not be, you know, a requirement, but that might be one way to handle this. I just wish, if it's really true that it was a supply chain issue, that they had just said that's the case, and either said you're going to have to check that you really want it, and it's a $400 charge, which would have discouraged people from buying it if they didn't really need it, or check you don't need it and we're going to credit you back $400 toward the purchase of your new car. One of the two. That just seemed like that would have been friendlier, because, you know, the news cycle for this particular change, as with every other Tesla change, is just like, oh my God, they've dropped the charging cable. It's really not the end of the world. Is it great? It's not great either. I'm almost home and the rain has let up here, but it's only 46 degrees out there. You know, I have on a short sleeve shirt today. I probably, after I get out of the car, go in the house and put on something warmer. I have the heat cranked to 78 in the Tesla this morning. The GFCI had tripped and the heating pads were off. Gasp. But it's all taken care of now. I'm not quite sure what happened. We aren't walking even though there's a lull in the rain, because it's cold and it is going to rain more. I guess actually it's raining gently right now even. I've got Legos in the dishwasher. I'll show you how they were stacked in there when I take them out. Hey, big boy. And I'm fixing to make split pea soup for tonight's dinner. I'm going to put the ham bone in the Instant Pot to make broth, and then use that to make the rest of the soup. I'm going to do some of it now. I might do some of it when I get in this afternoon. So I'll do that for an hour and a half. It's carrots, garlic, and onion. And yeah, I have Stripe in for a little while. Hey, bud. Hi. You think it's safer up there, don't you? They did say hello, but... So I don't think there's a lot to do here to put this back together, the Razor Crest, but I'm going to get out the instructions. I know that the fancy dome actually goes on this end, and there's some pieces missing around the outside of the engines, but it's pretty much all there, so hopefully it won't be too hard for me to figure out how to get it all back in shape. was ready to film and tell you I was all done with it, down to completely all the minifigures that came with it and extra weapons, and it's all good to go. But I think I'm missing the 2 feet that go on the bottom, and I know where they are, so let me put them on. I got this put back together and the 2 weapons. There are 3 or 4 other pieces that go with that set. What set is that? That is set Action Battle Echo Base 75241 is what that is supposed to be. And I don't know, I don't right offhand see other big sections of it put together, so I don't know if I'm gonna work on it anymore or not. But there is more. I have minifigures and I have plenty of white pieces, so I could if I wanted to. And I'm thinking this is my next thing to figure out, but I haven't researched it yet. Let me get the legs on it. That was the little Lego parts on the top shelf, and then all of the bigger Lego parts in the silverware container. Daggone it, Donnie, it's really raining out there.
It is, but you know, today is like the perfect day for split pea and ham soup.
That's right. Well, Johnny had a little bit of a surprise at school today. He got in and the calculus professor at his 10 a.m. class said, "We're having an exam." And it's a do-at-home exam. I'm not sure if it's open or closed book, but obviously you're not allowed to ask for any outside help. Like maybe you're allowed to look at your notes. I'll have to reread what it said. It had very clear instructions, which I'm sure Johnny will absolutely follow. But anyway, it's due at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And he had no clue about that. And he's got a project for that same math class and for English and I think for health all kind of due this week. So he was counting on working on that tonight, but now he's going to be taking that exam. I offered to come get him early if he thought he really needed the extra time, but he said no, just come regular time, which I guess it's a good thing he didn't say yes, because I just remembered that I'm bringing home the student that I usually bring home on Mondays. I've got out of the house a good time. It shows me at Johnny's school at 2:08, and that is right when they're getting out and walking over to the pickup area, so I'm not late. Hopefully things will be smooth going downtown. There's a lot of water on the sides of the road. Really been holding the wheel firmly and trying to be extra careful coming into downtown. I'm still on time. I lost a couple of minutes. A lot of people driving slower than the speed limit. I got a notification on my phone that the rain's supposed to stop about 3. Well, that'll be, you know, right around the time I'm home and done for driving for the day. So I really appreciate that. Not. Well, they said it was going to end around 3 p.m. and it's pretty much stopped, and I looked at the radar and it's pretty much passed, but you know what? It's still only 46 degrees out there, and I have got to get away from this Acura TL. It is so loud. He has extra exhaust added on the back, and I just want away from him. So I've got the split peas on now. Don offered to go for a walk. It's 4:30. I said not today, so it's my fault. I said it's too cold, I want to work on my Legos, and I really need to be around to stir the peas and make sure they don't stick and get dinner ready. And it's just, you know, it stopped raining, but it's wet and it's nasty out there, and yeah, no, not today. So this is from the Lego movie. I don't remember it. I have seen the Lego movie. Lego Movie 2, maybe that's why I'm not sure if I saw number 2. It's 70830 Sweet Mayhem Sistar Starship. And I've seen these parts, and I have that minifigure. I could probably find these too. And the ship's mostly there. There's just some piece up top. I mean, it's pretty much there, so I ought to be able to finish fixing that up pretty quick. All right, I got this fixed. I was just gonna show you how it opened. There it is. Yeah, don't pull on that part. All right, I got it put back together. On the bottom, they had some parts that were rotated 90 degrees from where they were supposed to be. And once I got that fixed, it was pretty straightforward. There's 2 more minifigures, which I have, but didn't get out, and I'm missing a star. But it's all there. Yeah, split pea is not the prettiest thing to show a video or picture of, but it's yummy. Don's on his second bowl. We've got Star Wars on in the background.